Ahead of the Las Vegas Raiders and Los Angeles Chargers Week 15 matchup on Thursday Night Football, Kyle de Dominicantano of Bolts from the Blue was kind enough to answer a few questions about the Chargers for Raider Nation, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Question: with Justin Herbert likely out, what can you tell us about Easton's stick? Answer: Easton's stick isn't going to strike fear in the heart of any Las Vegas defenders or coaches. Before Herbert went down last Sunday, Stick had thrown only one pass in a regular season game. He actually surprised fans last week when he uncorked a couple of good throws, hitting Quentin Johnston on a strike for Johnston's longest reception of the year, double the yardage of any reception he's had thus far. Stick is at his best when he's able to capitalize on his athleticism, but he hasn't shown much ability to work his way through his progressions and be anything more than a one-red quarterback. Stick is in a contract year, but I don't see this as an opportunity for him to be sought out to compete for a team's starting gig. This may actually be a make-or-break moment for Stick to establish himself merely as a capable backup. If he struggles heavily in these next 4 weeks, it's hard to imagine the Chargers continuing to roster him when there are serviceable backups available, like Joe Flacco has been for the Browns. It seems like Quentin Johnston has struggled to fill Mike Williams's shoes. So how has that impacted Los Angeles' offense? Also, on that note, do you know if Joshua Palmer will return on Thursday? Quentin Johnston seemed to be drafted to replace Mike Williams at some point. It's what the fanbase believes Tom Telesco was doing when he drafted Johnston, but their skill sets couldn't be more different. Williams is an absolute animal when it comes to making contested or circus catches, but Johnston has been struggling to bring in the most routine passes and loses focus with the smallest bit of defender disruption. The Chargers should be targeting him on more underneath routes and focusing on getting the ball in his hands to let him. Joshua Palmer and Gerald Everett have been out for stretches, and the remaining receiving options outside of Keenan Allen have had very inconsistent hands, and even Allen himself went through a couple of rough games lately. Joshua Palmer is expected to play Thursday night, but there's no indication of whether or not he'll be on a snap count. He's been a solid WR2, but Allen has been ruled out, which thrusts him into the premier role with Johnston starting with him. This will be the most dysfunctional Chargers offense I've seen in over 20 years of following the team. The last time these two teams played, Khalil Mack had a career day with 6 sacks after having none heading into the game and now leads the league with 15 sacks.